you to be in the car. Hi. Well, wait a minute. You're the host.
Everybody,
You're supposed to start. I'm gonna have
everybody,
my.
welcome. He's gonna have a drink there, and welcome to the stream of David and wherever else that you're watching. Please take a seat and get comfortable. I am en route right now, and I love that because I'll tell you, when you want to do something as badly as host David when he's going to be channeling the stream, you'll do it from any location and make it happen. I promise you. So here's what I'm going to want everybody to do is to put into the chat right now any questions that you may have coming up, and we're gonna rock and roll. And hello Denise. David, how's it going? You can make me small though so they can see you
No,
since
it's
we don't have
okay.
to
We're good right
see
now. I'm
our.
having a very hipster oat milk latte right now.
Oh, but that's like so yummy. Has anybody ever had one of those? Oh
It's
my
really good.
word.
It's really
They
really good. I
really
had one
are.
by accident and loved it, so now I drink them all the time.
So David, how's your week going?
Great.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
We've graduated 3 people from boot camp this week. I think, yeah,
Oh my
3.
God, I love that. Really?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, I love that.
So
Well, I just want to tell you all, like, I love this. If you want to know what like is magical about Tya, is that I want to talk. Oh, you all need to hear about what I did. You ready to hear about this, David? It's all over my page. You know already, actually.
yeah, I will announce for you if you want me to.
Yeah, he can announce for you. I have this little thing and I was going to wear it, but then I thought it was distracting.
Oh wow,
Oops, go ahead.
you didn't waste any time. So
No, go ahead.
Debbie, as of the last 24 hours, got engaged.
This is a big deal. The big deal. I like have my ring on and it's really super pretty
That's a
and
nice ring. That's a very nice ring. Look what you
thank you.
manifested in your ring.
Yeah, no, like seriously.
So everybody say
I have
congratulations to Debbie on her engagement.
thank you. What I'm going to tell you all is that like the tools work. Every area of your life you will see unfold the way that you desire it to unfold. There may be some bumps and some things and some whatever along the way, but it's absolutely seriously amazing. So I didn't plan on being in a car today, but I am in a car today because I'm in a car.
And we roll.
And that's how
Yeah,
we
this is
roll.
the claim your power hour, and Debbie is claiming her power to be on a video for an hour while a passenger in a car on the freeway in LA.
Oh, and I love that. Well, right now, actually, what I am passing by is Diamond Bar, California. Diamond Bar is where I grew up, even, which is kind of neat. You know, it's sort of sentimental for me, and I'm loving that. And I am also loving the tools that have been coming forward in Taya lately, David, where it's really been about the power of speaking your truth and the power of just being able to be honest with yourself and to really sit with what that looks like. And this is what Taya will help all of you do in a way that I can't. I'm so excited right now, David. You want to know why?
Because you just got engaged,
Yeah, but that's not it. Well, yeah, that is kind of, but that's not it. I'm
among other things.
super I'm super excited right now that people watching, y'all watching right now, I know where you're headed. I know what you're in for. I know what it's going to be feeling like for you soon. If you're in boot camp, if you just graduated boot camp, if you're thinking about boot camp, doesn't matter. Trusting your abundance is like this major thing that works. And I'm really excited because I already know. Like, I know that it's getting ready to happen. I started with nothing. I didn't have, man, I've lost it all so many times. I've almost lost count. And this last time I had Taya and my Taya buddies to help me through it and the teachings and the stream. And I got to admit, I am a little bit spoiled because I have the stream all the time. And I love this. But the fact is, until you take Taya boot camp, you don't know really exactly how to make this work. So I'm really excited for all of you. You're going to graduate. I love this. So again, post your questions. So David, I didn't plan on being in a car, but I am in a car.
We roll.
I love this.
You're hosting, so I'm going to channel. I'm happy that I'm not channeling from a car. I guess I could probably do that. I've never tried to do that before. I don't think.
David, I think you could channel from wherever you are. Just so all of you know, I've been also privileged to have David in front of me channeling for real, live, in person. It's quite an extraordinary experience because the energy is just so beautiful. So watch for it to be coming up again and make sure that you have joined the Tya Practice group that is open for everybody. Okay?
Yeah, the we're going to have an in-person summit in January in LA. We are planning that. Actually, we've been planning that all week this week. So January in LA. I have to get the date. Carrie, if you're watching, post the date, please. But we do have a summit. We have a virtual summit coming up. The last virtual summit of 2021 is coming up on the 16th, Saturday, the 16th of October. 4 hours. I channel the stream for 4 hours in a Zoom setting. We don't broadcast it. It's private. You purchase a ticket, you come on, and you interact directly with the stream and the Tya community. Those are 4 hours that go by just like that, and it's really cool. People started using the term super vibes from the last. If
Bye.
any of you watching have been on a summit, comment on your summit experience. Even if you didn't like it, you can comment on it. I'm always open for constructive criticism. But it's a really cool experience, and the tickets for that go on sale tomorrow. So if you're in the Tya Practice group, they will go on sale in the Tya Practice group first. If you're on the email list, you'll get an email about it, and that is limited. And so the virtual summit is October 16th, 2021, and the next in-person summit will be in LA, January 15th, 2022. So if you are near LA or looking to fly into LA, we're going to have it within 10 miles of LAX. That's the commitment, so that you can fly into LAX, you can grab a hotel, and you can come to the summit on January 15th, which is in person. But before that, we have the virtual that you can do this month in a little over a week. So those tickets go on sale tomorrow. So with all that said, we see that everybody is jumping on now. So welcome, everyone. This is the Claim Your Power Hour. It just rolls right off the tongue, right? And now it looks like Debbie is a little frozen. So I'm going to be bringing in the stream in just a moment. We have to get Debbie unfrozen first, though. You're freezing up on us there, Debbie. Can you hear us now? Are you good?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody, yep. Um, I am excited about the tickets that are going on sale tomorrow. I think this is really truly one of the best things ever. If you guys haven't experienced the stream live, trust me, it's something you don't want to miss. So, all right. Do I have some questions? Do you guys have your questions ready? Because David's going
Yeah,
to
start
start.
getting some questions in for the stream. So what we do now is really cool. We're going to meditate together as a group, and we are going to dial up the stream. The best way to do that is to clear your mind, raise your vibration, set an intention for the stream to come through. If you are new to watching the stream, there's nothing that's off limits. You can ask anything that you want. We're not about doing readings, because the stream will tell you don't need a reading. You can have one if you want one from someone that does readings, but you're creating your own reality. So think about in terms of, you have the power to create the life that you want and create your future and change anything about your present that you want. It's all a matter of inner work. And the stream is always guiding us toward that. So the only limitation in interacting with the stream is my vocabulary and intellect. I have to be able to understand what the hell you're talking about to get an answer. Sometimes things pop in and the stream will start talking about things that might be on your mind or maybe way beyond my intellect, and they do get into it. But the best way to have a positive unfolding is just to set that intention to get what you are wanting, needing, seeking from the stream. And start putting your questions in now. But let's take this moment to meditate together. Debbie's going to meditate there in the car on the freeway. You're going to raise your vibe. You're going to raise the vibe of the whole freeway. And in just a moment, we'll have the stream. We are here.
Beautiful to be with you this stream. Our first question is from JB. It says, please talk, if you will, about using our vibration to influence others, not control. Thank you.
The very best influence, and we will back up a bit and share that you are a collective consciousness. You're mostly aware of that. The collective consciousness, you are all contributors to it. So when you raise your vibration, you are indeed raising the vibration of the collective. And as far as those that are around you, understand that everyone, every being is on a unique vibrational journey. And that is not all about necessarily being in what you would describe as high vibration. Not one of you is in high vibration all the time. You are moving through a range of vibration. You're moving up and down a virtual vibrational spiral, if you will, moving through vibrational flow. And you are all aware of it. This is why you do not feel the same exactly from day to day. And there are days that you are more able to trust your abundance. There are days that you are more in alignment with your desires, and in those moments, those desires are flowing right to you. And there are other days where you are less than that. There are other days where your vibration drops a bit. And if you have unhealed triggers, and this is a big one, Debbie is well aware of this. She teaches on this often. When you have unhealed triggers, you spend more time in that lower vibrational field, because when you move down through downward vibrational flow, you're easily triggered. If you have unhealed things from your life, you can easily be triggered down your spiral, and you can easily keep yourselves down there. And in doing that, that is your contribution to the collective in that moment. But understand, there's value in the down as much as there is in the up. But those of you that are seeking these teachings, seek out these teachings because your desire is to raise your default vibration, to clear out these triggers and to clear out these things that drag your vibration down, to live a more joyful and abundant existence. And the key to doing that is healing your triggers. The key to doing that is systematically retraining your mindset toward a higher vibrational mindset, where you are detuning fear and judgment systematically. So your contribution to the collective is twofold. It is your vibrational contribution, but it is also your example, your high vibrational example to those that are around you, to those that are observing your journey. And those of you that are absorbing the teachings and moving through the Tya practice and systematically raising your vibration, your friends and family, coworkers, your loved ones notice. And they want to know what you're doing. They want to know why you're changing, why you are generally more happy, why things are working out for you more and more and more. And that is your opportunity to share it. But understand that not all are on the same path, and not all are aligned with teaching such as this. Not all are ready for teaching such as this. But we guide you to be the example, to be in deep appreciation of all that is, including every independent journey, even the journeys that you do not necessarily agree with or understand, even the journeys that you might judge as wrong or low vibration, or people placing themselves into suffering. That is widely judged as something that is a negative experience in your current society. However, the suffering is all in the judgment of it. So when you are judging another and that is lowering your vibration, you are actually taking away from what you were once contributing to the collective consciousness. We guide you to be in deep appreciation of every path, of every journey, understanding that every soul is in the earth environment having the experience that it desired in manifesting here.
Why do some people in that experience, when they're seeing their friends, shift and things, why is it that sometimes they're met with opposition, if you will, from these people that they're falling out of alignment with?
Well, you are vibrationally aligned with the other beings in your life experience. You are somehow vibrationally aligned with everything that is going on, or it would not be going on for you. And when you begin changing your vibrational set point and moving it higher and higher and higher, that is disruptive to the relationship. Now, that disruption can lead to what you would consider a positive outcome in one being inspired by you, one who loves and appreciates you deeply and enjoys seeing the higher vibrational, more abundant, more joyful version of you. That occurs. But you will gain clarity on the beings in your experience that are holding themselves in a lower vibrational space that you simply fall out of alignment with, and they tend to fade from your life experience. And you may also encounter some who are bothered by your ever increasing vibration. That disruption is a negative thing for them. They prefer to the lower vibrational version of you. And in their preference of the lower vibrational version of you, there was something in that lower vibrational version that was offering something to them that they believe they need from you. But it is your choice whether to continue offering that up or not. And you are all aware that when you raise your vibration, you feel better, you're more joyous, you're less judgmental. Things work out for you. You're more abundant. You are able to love yourselves in all that is. So you have to ask yourselves, is it worth renegotiating and lowering your vibration to stay in alignment to make someone else comfortable? Or is there more power? And this interaction is all about claiming your power. Is there more power in releasing that relationship? Understand that this is not about you having to end any relationship. The shifting of the relationships is an automatic occurrence. You and your detuning fear and judgment will hold more appreciation for all that is, including all the beings in your lives. And in doing so, you are able to appreciate them exactly as they are. But if they are choosing not to appreciate you as you are, they will indeed be bothered by you. You will be a nuisance to them in your higher vibrational state. And the choice is yours. Continue to systematically raise your vibration and understand that that relationship was an experience that you had while you were vibrationally aligned with it, just like everything else that you experience, and let it go. We guide all of you to think in terms of being ready and willing and even desiring of letting experiences go. This idea of manifesting anything in your physical environment that is heavily polarized and trying to hold on to it is always rooted in fear. Fear that you have something, and if you enjoy it and appreciate it while you are aligned with it, and once you are no longer aligned with it, allow it to fade from your reality, understanding that that is opening space for something else to flow in. And if you are systematically raising your vibration, what do you think is going to flow in next? A higher vibrational experience. In your deep appreciation of the having of and even the releasing of the other experience. That includes relationships, that includes businesses, jobs, homes, pets, everything. Everything operates that way. Things flow in and things flow out. Relationships flow in, beings flow in, and beings flow out. Those of you who have kicked around a few decades understand this very well, because that is, especially those of you that do work, that do this inner work. You see the landscape of your relationships shift.
Beautiful. Mona wants to know, what is the best way to teach children Taya since they are so open to energy and don't really have any transgressors?
The Taya is not just about releasing transgressors and detuning. We speak of detuning so often in the Tya practice because most who are interacting with us are interacting from a space of adulthood. But understand that there are teachings available here for anyone at any point in their human journey. because there are things that are going to arrive as transgressors in your paths no matter what. You are not going to take a newborn infant and begin programming their mind toward Tya and have them somehow manifest a perfect experience without contrast. That's not what Tya is about. Tya is about appreciating the contrast, appreciating the journey. And absolutely, one who understands these teachings early on can have a very different human experience, one of appreciating the transgressors as they arrive, one of appreciating the obstacles, and one of solving the obstacles with greater ease, and one of systematically raising the vibration. But when you are systematically releasing fear, that being is more likely to take more risks and bounce around a lot more in their life journey, because the fear isn't holding them in a space. So in the taking more risks, they are going to move through a myriad of experiences, because the learning of Tya does not solve vibrational flow. It gives you the tools to operate in harmony with vibrational flow, so that your up and your down, your high and your low is all experienced in appreciation and trust. But that doesn't keep every single obstacle from arriving. It simply gives you the tools and the empowerment to appreciate them.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Is there an age? Is there an age at all for Tya?
That, as we have shared, there is no correct age, any age. There is no such thing as being too old for Tya. There have been students in David's bootcamp program over 70, and there is no such thing as being too young. Tya is seems like a very avant-garde practice. We have referred to it playfully as the new operating system for humanity. It is actually the original operating system for humanity. It is your natural operating system. The Tya is as much about unlearning the operating system that humanity has crafted for itself, that is no longer needed, because you have outgrown the need for such tools. You have outgrown the need for such control. And notice this period that you're moving into, as humanity is moving through and away from the need of such control. You are seeing more aspects of polarity manifest. More and more and more of you are moving into teaching such as this, while the same number is moving exactly the opposite direction, if not more. More polarity, more fear, more control. You see examples of that everywhere, but understand that your subscription to that is your choice always. And moving into this upgraded operating system, or this new operating system, or however you wish to describe it, this is about working in harmony with the universal process of creation, which is your natural state of being. Detuning all of the fear and judgment that humanity has created in your popular culture. Think of how much fear and judgment is woven into your everyday lives. How much of your life activities have been rooted in fear and judgment. The need for security, the need for knowing what's next. This is why we have always guided, and we're guiding David early on to mention the fact that we are not about readings. We are not about predicting the future for you, because you are the creators of your futures. You are not in need of a reading. If that is your preference, we hold no judgment around that. But understand that the need of it, we guide you to explore why you believe you need something like that. Because everything that you need, you come pre-equipped with. We're here sharing this message, but we're here sharing a message that you innately already know. And that's why it resonates so deeply with you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Let's take a deeper dive into triggers and talk about triggers, why they're there, and what do you think Tya can do? Not think, what can we do with Tya in order to handle these triggers?
All of your triggers are rooted in your past experiences. You have an opinion about something that is created very often from a contrasting experience that you had, or something that was instilled in you early on that you have held on to as a belief system. And those things create your triggers. And every single one of your triggers can be detuned. Every single one of your triggers can be detuned by finding deep, authentic appreciation for the root cause of the trigger, even if that root cause is another human being, or a circumstance, or an event, or a religion, or childhood poverty, or an illness. Any of these things can create triggers for you because your pain points create your triggers. What caused your pain? Dig into appreciation, and we are speaking of authentic appreciation of the transgressor. The thing that caused the pain is exactly what you need to find authentic appreciation for. And if you're hearing our words for the first time, you may think that that sounds ridiculous, impossible, but it is not. You all hold the capacity to do this. And when you do this, when you authentically detune your transgressors through appreciation, David has referred to it as radical appreciation, going into that deep appreciation of your darkness, of your transgressors, you free all of that energy up. You are lifting yourselves vibrationally in doing so. You are helping you. Understand that when you are looking upon your transgressors in anything less than full appreciation, the one that you are dragging down vibrationally is you.
Beautiful. Hope you all are catching this, grasping this, and we're going to step one more into it by going into victimization. Why do we think we're victims?
By and large, you have been taught that things are not your fault, they're beyond your control. And the concept of victimhood is actually something that robs you of your power, because you are not understanding how you could possibly attract something, especially early on in life, unwanted. And you are told that it's not your fault, that it's someone else, that they were the transgressor, it's completely their fault, not yours. That robs you of your creative power. And once you come to understand that you are a being, an eternal being, that chose to project into the earth environment as a strand of consciousness, a soul, if you will, and as the eternal soul projecting into the very contrasting environment of earth, as all physical environments are, your desire from that higher perspective was absolutely not to come and operate in perfection. The idea of utopia is not possible in a physical environment, because that is the very opposite of the purpose of a physical environment. The purpose of a physical environment is to have the contrast. The things that you discern as your preference, you all have things in your physical world that you like very much. Physical experiences, travel, sights that you love to see, other beings, including animals that you enjoy interacting with. All of these things are very often your preferences. But by contrast, you also have things to overcome. You also have obstacles that are placed in your paths. And it's important to understand that the purpose of vibrational flow is to guarantee by design that you manifest obstacles from the beginning. Very often, prior to birth, even, you have obstacles. You have health obstacles very often. And these obstacles are there to present opportunities for you to create new, to move through the experience and create something positive and powerful in the moving through and the solving of the experience. Even if the solving of it happens 20 or 30 years down the road, the concept of linear time is a physical concept. From the higher soul perspective, there is no right or wrong amount of time to operate in your physical reality. There is no right or wrong amount of time to come to the realization that you create your realities, if you ever do at all, and move through a process of solving the transgressors in your lives. All of you do this to some degree. Every single being solves transgressors naturally, because when you go up your spiral, the solving of the transgressors is guaranteed. But those things that you have been told are too painful to think about, to reflect upon, to claim any ownership of. When they trigger you, when you visit them, you are going to go down your spiral as long as they are a trigger. So that solving ability of source connection that only occurs up your spiral is not available to you. That is something that humanity has worked out of yourselves by and large with this idea of victimization. That natural solving ability of that was something that just happened, and it happened as a result of lower vibrational flow, not because you desired it or even dreamed it up necessarily, but you manifest it from a lower vibrational space. You were in that lower vibrational space, perhaps just a fear or unknowing, the fear of unknowing, that you manifested something that you consider very negative. And when other beings tell you that it's the worst thing ever and it's a horrible thing and it should have never happened and it wasn't your fault, it had nothing to do with you, that takes your power of solving it away. Because you tend to keep yourselves in that victim vibration. And every time you revisit that topic, you go right back into the victim space. And that higher vibrational clarity that allows the radical appreciation of the experience and seeing how that has made you a more sophisticated being. The surviving, this term surviving is also very common. There is victimization woven into this surviving. But if you begin thinking about surviving something, surviving an experience, as allowing that experience to make you a more sophisticated being, think in terms of people that survive certain things that you all consider very negative, such as childhood illness. And when they get together in an empowered sense, that they had that experience, they moved through it, they overcame it, they spent time in a children's hospital perhaps, and they can in a positive way speak of that experience and reflect actually upon positive aspects of it. When they're doing that, they are operating in a much more sophisticated way, and they are having a clear understanding of something that the other beings in your environment cannot possibly understand. That is a higher level of sophistication. But when you get together and focus on the negative and complain and how horrible it was and how awful it was, you're placing yourselves right back into that vibration. You're not healing the triggers of it, and you are more likely to attract something of that nature into your paths yet again.
I love that. So with Mona, back to the topic of relationships. Flowing in and out. What happens when you have detuned and released a person and they flowed out of your life for an amount of time, but then somehow came back in? Is that because our vibration dropped back down, like spiraling out?
It can be. You have what we refer to as spinouts, where you believe you've manifested something or manifested a path away from something, yet there is still some vibrational dust. Notice there is a lot of the energetic realm is very much about gray matter or gray area, meaning that things are not so black and white. That you detune things, but you do not necessarily eradicate things. And over a period of time, in linear time, your continued work in detuning will eradicate. But if you haven't fully eradicated and you still have some vibrational dust of that experience, that being or that experience, that transgressor can reemerge. And that is a great gift to you because it's showing you something else that's in your lower vibrational field that you can then further detune. That being representing themselves in that example is like the warning light on your dashboard coming on, allowing you to know that there's something that needs your attention.
That was wonderful. Let us also know how things are resonating as well as continue to bring questions. So the next one is, how can we learn about the real history of the Earth and the creation of human beings and our relationship with ETs?
Understand that the concept of the real anything, there are endless versions of what is real, and you all create energetically both backward and forward infinitely. So there are concepts of things that happened in your history that evolve. You uncover other aspects, and the attitude towards something shifts, and suddenly history is rewritten. And you tend to get fixated because your perception of your now seems so real to you that you can't possibly imagine that something that's already occurred in what you are perceiving as linear time could possibly change. But it does. The real history of the earth is an ever evolving thing, because your mindset around it, because what lies beyond what you are perceiving in your now as physical is consciousness, and consciousness is energy. That is what you are interacting with when you interact with our energy. We are the eternal consciousness that many of you call source, and you all have this in you. But understand that source is eternal, and source is ever evolving and reshaping and shifting. Therefore, your history is ever evolving and reshaping and shifting. And your future certainly is ever evolving and reshaping and shifting. But it all exists simultaneously as consciousness. The physical that you are encountering is simply the byproduct of energy. It is the expression of it. But the creation is in consciousness, and it's infinite. So you can change your past, and you can change your future, and you can certainly change the perception of your now, because it's all just consciousness. So the idea of other beings coming to the earth environment and interacting is a bit misunderstood, because it's important for you to comprehend in these teachings that the earth environment is a unique physical environment, and the beings of the earth environment are of the earth environment, and the idea of beings from other physical environments in such a different vibrational space coming into your physical environment, that's not a vibrational match. So what you perceive as ETs are simply other beings that have inhabited your planet that you are not yet fully aware of, but you have some awareness of them. And yes, there is still presence of that energy in your environment. So that there are many things that humanity has yet to uncover that are absolutely part of the earth environment, that are absolutely real, that are very often misunderstood as otherworldly. The other world that you are encountering is the world that you're in, but a different version of it. Because as we have stated, the other versions, the alternate versions, are infinite. And as a human being, perceiving your current reality as all that is, and we understand that if you are interacting with us, you believe beyond that. But your perception of your physical environment is focused in your physical environment so that you can have this earthly human experience that you're in, the one of contrast, that expands you. There is so much more going on than you can even begin to comprehend from your human perspective. And that is by design. Your human minds are not designed to be focused on all that is. Your eternal being absolutely is omnipresent and omniscient, as we are. But your human being is very focused in what you are perceiving as the earth environment in your perception of your now moment. But everything forward and everything backward is consciousness. And the other beings that you are somewhat aware of, or sometimes have some awareness of, are not other beings that are not of your world. Because if they were not of your world, they would not be in your world.
Wonderful. Let us again know how that's resonating. So I don't see any other questions at this moment. My question is going to be back to self-love and why that's important, and how come humans aren't doing more of it?
There are certain elements that served the expansion of humanity in a physical sense. Those elements of control, your religions, your governments, your boundaries, your borders, your currency, the fear-based teachings, the consequences for not behaving the way that you're told to behave, even though you have desires to behave otherwise. The idea of a supreme being that is looking to be worshipped, the idea of you being inferior somehow to that, where you are part of all that is. So the idea of you being an inferior being creates the separation from your source connection. And we are not trying to place you in a victim vibration when we state that humanity has created a separation from source, from our consciousness. That separation from source gave you great contrast and provided that contrast to create all of the things that you've created. Think of all of the things that humanity has created and all of the advancements and how far you've come in such a small amount of time compared to the time that in different forms you've inhabited your planet. The times from the time that you were in the wilderness behaving more like the animals of your planet to the time that you began living in structures and organizing things and having communities and things of that. That is a very short amount of time in what you are perceiving as linear time. And what facilitated that was that separation from source consciousness, where you were told that you had to do certain things or that you would be ostracized or even done away with physically. And that separation from source got you under control. And that created some expansion, certainly. But you are moving out of that period now. That's why we are flowing the way that we are. That's why other teachers are teaching things such as this. This is not necessarily anything new for humanity, but you're all hearing it in a different way now. And you are coming to understand your eternal nature, and you're coming to understand that your source connection is your source of all new creation. And when you are loving yourselves, because we as source energy are nothing but love and have nothing but love for you. And when you are in that space of loving yourselves, you are in alignment with our energy, your own version of this. That is your intuition. That is your epiphany. That is your solving of your issues. That is your allowing things to just flow to you in ease, your natural state of being. You are naturally abundant beings. So when you love yourselves, you are in alignment with all that, and you are powerful beings. You were speaking of claiming your power. That is exactly how you claim your power, is to systematically raise your default vibration above neutral and operate in source connection most of the time. But when that is separated, when you buy into the belief system that you are less than, not worthy, not good enough, not as good as the next one, because they have something shinier than you do going on, then you are separating yourselves from your source connection. You are separating yourselves from joy. How do you feel when you have that separation? How do you feel when you go below neutral and you're not loving yourselves and you're judging yourselves and you're beating yourselves up because you're not looking the way that Instagram tells you you're supposed to look, or operating your lives the way that Instagram tells you you're supposed to operate your lives, or your religion, or your culture, or your family, or your parents, or your children? That judgment does not feel good to you until you detune your own judgment. Once you detune judgment in your being, you are then not impacted by the judgment of others in the same way. Systematically raising your vibration, loving yourselves more, as is, for the imperfection, because imperfection is perfection. Not one of you is operating in perfection. No being in your environment is. The imperfection of the human experience is the perfection of it.
Thank you. And here I thought I was in my just total perfection I thought my imperfection was my perfection. Oh yeah, I was right. I love this. So the next thing, we're going to take a dive into the word revenge.
The concept of revenge is rooted in victimhood. You attract something unwanted, and you label the transgressor at fault without claiming any responsibility for your own participation in the manifestation of it. And then you seek out revenge. The vibration of revenge is holding you in the vibration of exactly the same energy that you were in when you attracted it in the first place. The idea of revenge is going to ultimately do as much, if not more, damage to the one seeking revenge than to the one that you are seeking revenge upon. There is no need for revenge because there is truly no fault. When you detune judgment, you understand there is no fault. The concept of fault, again, is rooted in the victim vibration. You are not claiming your power by claiming ownership of your negative creation. Each and every one of your unwanted creations is there to offer you expansion in some way. And when you begin reshaping your thoughts toward it and not concerning yourself so much with revenge or whose fault it is, or that something was done wrong to you that had nothing to do with you, you are missing out on the expansive opportunity that is available in the appreciation of the event. There is appreciation and expansion available in any event in your world, any event. And it's important with that to understand that there is nothing that can possibly happen in your physical environment that can end what you are or damage or break what you are. That again is a physical perspective of someone can end your human life, but your human life is a temporary expression that is infinite. You have infinite experiences such as that occurring, and the beginning and end of it, and even the middle of it, the way you operate it, is not judged at all from the energetic realm. There is no wrong way, a wrong amount of time, a wrong departure method. It is not viewed that way. That is a human creation, all of that judgment around that. And this idea that you need to live as long as possible and without problems and in great comfort, and you have to have wealth and you have to have ease. And yet you are all chasing these things. And in your chasing these things, you are holding yourselves away from joy and you're not having them. Understand that you are abundant by nature, as we state over and over and over again. Whatever you perceive as wealth and abundance in your environment is available to you, but is absolutely not available to you in your longing for it, in your wanting it, in your needing it. It is available to you in your alignment with it, in your appreciation of your now. It is much more available to you. And to circle back to the concept of revenge, if you are claiming your power and trusting your abundance, there will never be a need for revenge. And ultimately, there will not even be an opportunity for revenge because you will not be manifesting anything to feel vengeful about.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely. I loved that so much. This is the last call for questions. So if you have any that you really want to have answered, please get them typed into the chat as quickly as possible. Okay. I'm going to go into the people that say there is no God, there is no source whatsoever. Why do you want me to believe that?
There's a bit of laziness in that thinking. We very well understand that there are human beings that are upheld as being highly intelligent that can't fully explain what is beyond physical, and therefore some state that there is nothing beyond physical. But any human being holds the capacity to think deeply enough to understand that your environment is designed. It is designed. You look at how the different beings and plants and other organisms interact. Look at the brilliant design that is your physical vehicle, your ability to see and touch and hear and taste and absorb your environment. That's what your physical vehicles are. Your bodies are physical vehicles for your soul to come and experience the earth environment, all aspects of it. And think of the design of it. Think of the fact that there was an intelligence, certainly, that designed you. There is no happenstance in your eyes. There is no happenstance in your ability to breathe air. There is no happenstance in the fact that food is available in most of your spaces for where you are inhabiting. None of that is by chance. The food chain, your weather system, the fact that your physical bodies are acclimated to your climate. If you take away all of what you consider human technology and you are left with the technology that you may call nature, what do you think nature is? Nature is an intelligence. Nature is a consciousness. So certainly there is consciousness and intelligence beyond the physical. That's what lies beyond physical. We very well understand that you all have some awareness of this, and it is labeled many things. And that since the consciousness that is beyond physical is pure positive energy, because the positive energy state is a natural state of being. We have stated many times that the entire universe is abundant by nature. Your earth environment is abundant by nature. You are abundant by nature. The separation from all of that is created in your human consciousness to give you the contrasting human experience. So it's easy for you in your understanding that what lies beyond you is love to assign yourselves to these notions that this pure love consciousness is somehow a supreme being that is separate from you. This is where all of your supreme beings come from. You have all of the supreme beings you wish to have. If that is your belief system and it's serving you, then have that belief system, because your belief system creates your reality. There are certainly beings that believe in a supreme being and pray and worship and have a positive experience in doing so. We are not judging that, not at all. But understand what truly lies beyond physical is the eternal consciousness of pure positive energy. And you label that as love. And we understand that labeling and that emotion very much. You all seek that emotion. You all have that emotion on some level, each and every one of you. Even the one that is separating themselves the most from it, there is some tinge of source and tinge of love that is being allowed in all beings.
Wow, that was extraordinary. Thank you. Our last question is, whatever expansion our souls achieve in this life, does it only benefit us here, or does it carry over to future existences?
Understand that we will sometimes interact with you and speak in terms of linear time, but what lies beyond physical, your physical experience, is not linear time. So your expression, your soul expression in physical is not in and out, in and out, in and out of experiences. However, you are a strand of consciousness having infinite experiences. And in these infinite experiences, you are becoming a more sophisticated version of consciousness. That is what creates the expansion of all that is, and that greater, ever expanding consciousness, ever expanding sophistication of consciousness in the experiences. Take the earth environment for as an example. You have recorded history in your linear time, and you understand that what you are perceiving as your now is a far more sophisticated time than 50 years ago. Far more sophisticated time, much more complex. That is an expression of the ever increasing sophistication of source consciousness. And you are part of that. You are source as an independent being very singularly focused as an independent strand of consciousness allows you to have this experience. But your consciousness is not, we refer to it as collective, but it is source. It is that which we are, expressing itself infinitely in physical and ever becoming more sophisticated in that expression.
Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, we do have one more question, and this one is, can you speak about addiction and why do people get addicted to different things? Then this will for sure be our last question.
There is contrast in addiction, certainly. When you experience something that is especially a soothing mechanism for your separation from source energy. And it can be many things. And you all have certain things that you go to soothe your disconnection from source. And those things can turn into an addiction. The physical body can become dependent upon things because you get into a vibration of having that dependency. And as long as you're in that vibration of that dependency, your body is telling you that you need it. And your mind can very often be in harmony with that physical need for it, telling you mentally, emotionally, and physically all at the same time that you need that thing, whatever the addiction is. And you all move through some form of addiction throughout your lives. And we are here to tell you that that is not something that is negative or judged or unwanted from the energetic realm. It's an experience that you have, and it's an experience that you can absolutely move yourselves out of and not return to. But it's an experience. And that experience makes you a more sophisticated being. It does not have to be that experience, but all of your experiences, especially the ones that are judged harshly by humanity, offer extreme growth and expansion in the having of them.
Beautiful. Well, we have came to the top of the hour, and this has been extraordinary.
We have shared a lot of information, and we generally sum these interactions up, especially when we have bounced around with all of your magnificent questions, guiding you all, whether you are watching now or on a recording in the future, to perhaps go back and listen a few times over. Because when you do that, you are going to begin absorbing the many layers that were offered in this interaction. With much love, that is what we have.
Welcome back. Do, 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 do. Oh, that was so good. Oh. Wow. Can everybody just plug in really quickly what their takeaway was from this session? Just type it in just a few words so that we can go and make sure that we highlight that. So David, welcome back.
Hi.
Hi. What's up, Buttercup?
I don't know.
Oh, it was
You're in the
really,
car, I
really,
see.
really good. I'm in the car, yeah, but
You're
pulled
not moving
over in the
anymore.
no, because moving kept my internet wasn't wanting to stay put. So luckily they just really needed to listen to you, so that was great. But yeah, pulled over so we could finish doing this. This was so awesome. Okay, so Cheryl says my biggest takeaway was that this experience is all designed. Oh my gosh, yeah. Who got something really big out of the explanation of what source is? Definitely high, amazing, high vibes. Yep, yep. I think one of the more powerful stream sessions, really, you guys, it was over the top, David. It was insane. So everybody, David's a little woozy right now, just because that's
I'm
what
coming
happened
back around.
to.
I'm okay. We have to talk about the summit one more time, right? So
Yes.
this was cool. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it's cool. But if you really want to experience something amazing, we can do this for 4 hours together in a Zoom setting, up to 100 people. So we cap out at 100 people. So we're going to put the tickets on sale for the October 16th virtual summit. So wherever you are in the world, we are going to be on October 16th. The time, we'll announce the time. I think it's in the afternoon this go around instead of the morning. But we'll announce it tomorrow in the Facebook group, the Tya Practice Facebook group, and you'll be able to get your tickets, and you can come on into a private Zoom meeting and interact with the stream for 4 hours. And those hours go by very fast. You may think, gosh, I don't know, 4 hours on a Saturday, but the 4 hours go through like it's 30 minutes. It's time bends with the stream. It does for me because I 1 minute I'm talking to Debbie, the next minute I'm back and a little confused, and it's all a blur. But a lot of times when I do that, though, the interaction begins to sink in, and I start to have some memory of it. But right now, I don't have a whole lot of recollection of it. But it seems like everybody really seemed to enjoy the interaction, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, today was just a really well. Also, today is the day after the new moon. This is the perfect time. Remember to get your manifestations out there, guys. This is the energy. Today, today is just a really extraordinary day to really step into your power. So I hope you have gotten what you wanted today out of today's hour of power, claiming your power.
Claiming your
Power.
power hour. I know we're going to figure it out
Claiming
one
your
day.
power.
We're not changing the name. I love the name, but it's gonna just roll off the tongue one day.
Yeah, it's gonna roll off that tongue. You guys, we're gonna be back again next Thursday. I probably won't be in my car, but that's all right. We're some new updates to what's Debbie up to now, promise you. And also, please join us as well for the Tya practice group on Facebook, because in there, there's also more fun stuff. David does a Tuesday show, and watch for me to be coming live with the Tya coaches. You guys, this is going to be awesome. Starting next Tuesday with Stacy and I at 5 p.m. And no matter where you're watching from, please plug your questions in because we will find them.
Very good. All right. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you
Thank
all so much joining and asking the great questions so that we can get all this information from the stream. And Debbie, I obviously you needed to travel today, so thank you for being a trooper and jumping on with me. I do appreciate it very much. We are here wherever you're watching us. We are here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And definitely in the Tya Practice group. So if you're not a member of the Tya Practice Facebook group, jump in and join that group. We're now going to have 3 live shows every single week. A live show with Debbie and the other Tya coaches on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. I'm sorry. Tya Talk, 9 a.m. Pacific on Wednesdays, where usually it's me talking Tya with people. And then this show, the Claim Your Power Hour, every Thursday at 5 with Debbie G in the stream. Thank you all so much.
Rock like that.
Thank you, Debbie.
I love you. We rock like that, guys. Get your
now.
Tya on. Bye.
Bye.